What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dude Nurse Show. Uh, got some interesting things to chat about. First and foremost, if you're new here to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you like what you see here, certainly give me that thumbs up and smash that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get alerted when new episodes are posted. Anyway, enough marketing. So the other day, I think it was the day before yesterday, there was a clip on The View, which I don't watch that show. Everyone on it, they're just a bunch of morons. Whoopi Goldberg, with her recent comment about the Holocaust having nothing to do with race. Funny, she didn't say slavery had nothing to do with race. It's funny how they kind of pick and choose their, if you want to call it an argument. But anyway, so they're talking about the situation in Ukraine right now. Russia's full-on attacking Ukraine. They're marching, sending troops, attacking Kiev, which is the capital. So Joy Behar, she's, in my opinion, she's somewhere between navel lint and that stuff that builds up in the corner of your mouth when you're thirsty. She proceeds to say that, oh wow, I'm concerned about what's going on in Western Europe as well. Italy, all of these places. And do you know why she said she's concerned about it? Because she can't go on vacation there. And I was just like, what? Like, that is the most insensitive and ignorant statement that I've heard in a long time. If you watch my previous video about the Hong Kong equals Heil Hitler for the Canadians, that idiot prime minister, or not prime minister, that's another idiot in Canada, but one of their parliament members, this is definitely right in there. And I literally found this out like right after I had posted that video about the Canadian truckers. And so Joy Behar, she had absolutely no clue, nor did she care, to be honest, about how insensitive and just plain out of touch with reality her statement was. Saying that, didn't give a rat's ass about the people that are the confirmed dead that are already in the Ukraine. Didn't give a shit about the bombings, the people that are displaced, this humanitarian crisis that it's creating. Didn't give a shit about any of that. She was concerned how it would affect Western Europe, because apparently that's where all the elite want to go on vacation. Why would we go to Ukraine? Who cares? But let's not let it affect Italy and France and Spain and all of these other places. And I was literally blown away, guys. I could not believe just again, how, as I said, how out of touch with reality her statement was. And the worst part about it was that the other idiots on the show, nobody stopped to say, hey, yeah, we all want to go on vacation, but hey, there's people dying over there. And so the other thing too that kind of struck me was that she said, oh, I haven't been able to vacation, since we're in the middle of this pandemic. Well, that's not true, because I've traveled all over the world during the pandemic, but I'm vaccinated. I chose to get vaccinated. You guys have heard me talk about this, so I'm not going to go into a vaccine debate, but poor Joy Behar, if she really wanted to travel, she could get vaccinated. I don't know if she is or not, but kind of sounded like it. Either that or she's just too stupid to know what travel requirements are for the various countries. I mean, I think Italy's been open now for, I don't know, at least like 6 months or so. But anyway, that was just something else I thought I'd point out. But the fact that she would say, while a war is raging in the Ukraine, that she hopes it doesn't affect Western Europe because she wants to go on vacation. It's just disgusting. And you know what else too? With all these liberal idiots, if that would have been Trump, or probably Ron DeSantis, or Joe Rogan. I mean, oh my God, Whoopi Goldberg made a racist remark about the Holocaust, and she got a slap on the wrist. They're trying to cancel Joe Rogan. So it all boils down to rules for thee, but not for me. As we saw, a couple weeks ago with the Super Bowl, there was a full-on mask mandate in Los Angeles County, but every celebrity they showed, LeBron James, Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, all these elite assholes, none of them were following any kind of mask mandates. They were doing what they wanted to do. And, this is not like they wouldn't be able to identify who they were. I mean, these people are known around the world. So why the hell haven't they gotten some kind of ticket or some kind of punishment for their lack of respect for the law? It's just disgusting. And I think everybody, including myself, is just absolutely sick and tired of this double standard. I forgot to mention, I'm going to put a link down in the description below to show that clip from The View about Joy Behar's insensitive, ignorant, and just out of touch with reality. Her comment. I'm sure the people of Ukraine are so sorry that their invasion, which was unprovoked by them, could potentially impact her travel plans. I'm sure they're real sorry. They're probably thinking, yeah, Joy, yeah, I have one piece of advice for you. But I mean, who wouldn't feel that way? It's just absolutely disgusting what these liberals and these left-wing radical idiots can get away with. And you're not going to see, Jimmy Kimmel or any of these other, late night, they're not going to be making fun of them because they're part of the club. They're not going to do it. It's just this whole double standard. They're trying to cancel Joe Rogan because there's some clips turned up about with him using the N-word. So they're saying, okay, on Spotify, we're going to cancel him or whatever. But what about the slew of rappers that constantly use the N-word? Not to mention calling women bitches and hoes and thoughts and I mean, some names I've never even heard of. Why is it okay for black people to call each other the N-word, but not for other individuals? It doesn't make sense. Either it's a racist bad word or it's not. The word doesn't get a pass because the person saying it happens to be of the same color. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make the word any less racist, if you're taking it in that context. But blacks get away with it all the time. And it's absolutely disgusting. You know, again, it boils down to the double standard, and I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of these minority groups, particularly the black people. I saw a commercial earlier. Some author, something was talking about, he said something to the effect of, the boot that's been on their neck and all. I mean, give me a break. This country has had its share of turmoil and things that were wrong. And I absolutely agree with it. But if you look back, there's been nothing but progress. Like Ben Shapiro says. I'm a huge admirer of his. I think he's very intelligent, highly articulate. Show me racist policies, racist laws, things like that, and I'll stand toe to toe with you and fight them. But people just can't do that. They think that there's some sort of institutional racism or inherent racism, and it's crap. And there's a lot of African American people that feel that way, that are like, no, this is BS. Morgan Freeman, he has, I forget, it was interviewed with somebody, and they asked him, how do we stop racism? And he said, stop talking about it. And I was like, wow, okay. And, he was not in favor of Black History Month. He's like, why does my history have to be relegated and, kind of tied down to just 1 month? And I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful if you think about it. But by that same token, white people, we don't have White History Month. We don't have, something, the equivalent of the NAACP. Earlier tonight, they had on the 50 whatever annual NAACP Image Awards. You put, a bunch of white folks on there, and, the left will lose their mind. Again, rules for thee, but not for me. They make this horrible double standard, and it like I said, it's just absolutely disgusting. And every time they open their ignorant mouth, all they do is just make it worse. And I feel like now, for the first time in a long time, the American people and people around the world are starting to wake up, but they're not woke. That's a bunch of BS right there. Just along with white privilege, just all this stuff that you couldn't say to. You couldn't spin it the other way. Say, okay, well, I have white privilege, so I've been given all this blah 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 blah. Well, black people, I've heard them teach and talk and say, well, the color of your skin, has nothing to do with it. You can rise above where you came from, rise above poverty and all these other kind of things. So if white privilege exists, and we're saying that white people have an inherent advantage based on the color of their skin, straight white males like myself in particular, then what would we call it? Black disadvantage, and just assume that they're all going to be, crack dealing, welfare recipient, whatever other black stereotype you can think of. Would that be fair to assume? No. You'd be called a racist dirtbag. So how is it you telling me my opinion doesn't matter because I haven't been through what you've been through? How does that not qualify for the same kind of thing? It's ridiculous on its merit. The argument makes absolutely no sense. And so, I just really get tired of a lot of the things that, are going on in this country. I'm an Army veteran. I served my country proudly and honorably. And I took an oath to, stand for people's freedoms, freedom of speech, religion, right to bear arms, all of those kinds of things. And, I have no problem with any of those. I feel like, like for example, like what Colin Kaepernick did. I don't give a damn if he wanted to kneel during the national anthem. I don't care. He wasn't hurting anybody. He wasn't trying to beat up anyone. He just simply kneeled. I don't care. Oh, that's a disrespect and blah, blah, blah. What? Okay, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying that I would have done that, but I'm not him, But the bigger point is that he has the right to do that, And if you're a veteran and you were offended by that, I kind of think you're an idiot. Because, again, we fought for these freedoms, but we don't get to be the deciding factor of, what freedoms, we're going to fight for and uphold. No, he just simply took a kneel during the national anthem for something that he believed in. Now, putting pigs on socks and all of that, that's maybe a little extreme, but I support his right to do it, even though I don't agree with it. And that's where this country has gotten so just out of whack. You're a racist if you don't agree with what someone else says. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, it's time to cancel it. You don't hear there's never been any talk about canceling any kind of tributes or any kind of anything that have to do with the Black Panthers and other minority groups. What good does it do? What good does it do? It doesn't change what happened. But anyways, I just thought that comment was really ignorant and just beyond insensitive. But it happened a day or so ago now, and like I said, there hasn't really been a whole lot about it. Like that idiot who plowed through all those poor people up in Wisconsin, that just kind of went by the wayside. But yet Whoopi Goldberg, all these other idiots, and I hope and pray to God that Kyle Rittenhouse is going through and going to sue all these assholes for defending him. I hope he turns LeBron James' punk ass into LeBroke joke. That is my hope. Kyle, if you're listening, buddy, sue them all. Sue them all into the poorhouse, my friend. I support you 100%. I never thought you were guilty of murder. You were acquitted by a jury of your peers. And that seemed to be good enough for OJ. But he was black, so double standard, folks. Double standard all the time. And that is what sickens me, is the double standard. You cannot come to the table and have a rational conversation with someone on the other side when, number one, somebody keeps moving the target. It's like, hey, okay, we're going to talk about racism, we're going to talk about white privilege, or we're going to talk about whatever, but you cannot have a double standard. There's got to be one standard, and there's got to be at least some kind of common ground, some kind of an agreement somewhere along the way that says, hey, this is what we're going to discuss, this is what, and so without that, there is no discussion, there is no meeting of the minds in any way, shape, or form. Gone are the days of, hey, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'll support your right to say it. And when where people's rights get a little skewed, in my opinion, is as soon as you try to force, by force or impose by force your will, your beliefs onto someone else, you've stepped so far outside of the purview of your rights. And a lot of times, in my personal opinion, you take away somebody else's rights by force, why the hell should you have any? You didn't give them any. You didn't even give them a choice. You just took it. So anyway, I kind of digressed a little bit, but I think I made my point. Like I said, I'll put that link down for y'all. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. My thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Ukraine as well as the other nations, because Putin's not stopping at Ukraine. He's just not. So I'm hoping and praying for the safety of all citizens of the world, that we can come out on the other side of this. The Biden administration needs to grow a spine and deal with this, or it's just going to get worse. So take care, folks.